Now, as we wait for the Coachella Valley Firebirds to settle into their new home at the Acrisure Arena, our Steve Sumrall recently paid a visit to Seattle to examine the habits and customs of real hockey fans in order to find out what it's like to live with hockey in your town.
Professional hockey is coming to the desert. We're just 2 short months away from the Coachella Valley Firebirds landing at their new home at Acrisure Arena. If you're new to the sport, then this segment's for you. I've been around Seattle, here at Kraken Community Iceplex, as well as other areas, to talk to sports fans about what we have in store for us. The slams, the slides, the swag, the cheering on of your favorite players. This is the hockey experience.
This is exciting for us, yeah.
Being new to the sport, I decided to educate myself about hockey culture by spending time with some diehard fans. You grew up in a hockey town, what
I did. I grew up in Detroit.
Fans like Alicia Crank. What's it like living in a hockey town?
It's wonderful. Like it was my first sports experience, even before basketball or even football. Being able to go down to the Joe Louis Arena, to the Joe, and watch the games play down there, I loved it.
And if you're going to watch the game, there are some traditions that you may follow.
I always make sure that I have my jersey of choice. I read up on what's happening with the opposing team, and then I always make sure to have a Modelo.
And as sports commentator Jonathan West explains, the players have their traditions too.
I played hockey for half of my life, so I'm a goalie. I just make sure I always put on my gear all the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much about it. And also, as a goalie, every time our team scores a goal, I skate over to the glass and I tap it for as many goals as we've scored.
And there are some post-game traditions that are controversial, to say the least.
And the fish hit the ice and the fans went crazy.
Yes, you heard that right. Fish hit the ice. For this phenomenon, I spoke to another athlete. Not a hockey player, but a former horse jockey named Ron Mark, who filled me in on the origins of this tradition.
In the 30s, a gentleman brought a large fish and knocked down one of the Seattle Thunderbirds' opposing players with it. Since then, it's been a tradition. Whenever Portland comes to town, someone throws a fish on the ice. Since then, it's been a tradition that has died. So my friend Tom and I decided that we would reignite the fans' passion for the game by throwing a fish at it on the ice during a Portland game. We always throw the last 2 minutes of the third period, so when we get kicked out, we didn't miss too much of the game.
Then, on December 30th, 1991, Ron and Tom's antics attracted the attention of local law enforcement.
We started doing that, and the fans go crazy, and everyone likes the Seattle fish, except for the ushers. They didn't like us throwing fish. So we became quite popular, and they'd track us around. And one night we threw the fish, and the police took us out like they usually did. But this time they arrested us and charged us with reckless endangerment.
Ron's friend, the late Tom Leckholt, immediately questioned the arrest.
Are you going to arrest us because we don't have fishing licenses? And law enforcement didn't think that was very funny. And ultimately, the judge dropped the charges.
And interestingly enough, fish isn't the only thing that's been thrown on the ice during hockey's rich history.
And at the Red Wings game, they do that with the octopus.
Wow.
Yes.
Whether it's the octopus in Detroit or, it's great to see the tradition here in Seattle with the salmon, the whole yeet the fish type of thing that's grown social media-wise up here. It's awesome, too, to be able to take those traditions and make them local. One of the things for me and the fan base here in Seattle is that we've looked, we're so proud to be Seattle locals, and having a team come in, having a brand new NHL team come in that honors our local heritage and history, I think is something that hopefully the Firebirds do in their first season as well.
From Seattle, Steve Sumrall,
NBC Palm Springs, News First.